There we go. Check, Mike.
Hump day?
It's Thursday. It's not even Wednesday.
Yeah, but he said Mike.
Oh, I think we're good.
When I pretend everything is what I want it to be, I look exactly like what you had always wanted to see. When I pretend I can forget about the criminal I am, stealing second after second just cause I know I can. But I can't pretend this is the way it'll stay. I'm just I can't pretend I'm who you want me to be, so I'm
What is up, Romo Sapiens? Romo Sapiens. Welcome back in to the Rome Squared podcast with your favorite set of brothers, Mr. Andrew Romanella and Mr. Rocky Romanella. Rome Squared. Oh, and in the studio today, not only in the studio, but celebrating in the studio, is Mrs. Jen Esta Costa, and very happy birthday, Mrs. Esta Costa.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. A clean 18 years old Jen Esta Costa turns today, so she's legal to buy cigarettes. That's exciting.
Ew.
No, not in New Jersey.
not
It's
in New
19.
Oh,
Good joke.
Well, never mind then. Man, it has been 2 weeks since the Rome Squared podcast has been together. It's been 3 weeks since the unit has been together.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time. It's okay, though. We're back.
it's a homecoming.
We're better than ever. And we always let you know on the Twitter and on the gram, it's Coach Rocky 917 and Coach Romo 24. And Jen
_Romanella.
There you go. Wow.
Is
Like,
it?
I flew.
Yeah.
Like how I completed it.
That was
like
good.
That. Yeah.
Do you know her phone number?
732. Oh, wait, I can't.
Yeah. You were just going to go right in.
8675309.
That's awesome.
I almost. But I do know it.
Yeah. That's
Oh, I
so
use it. I
funny.
use it at like CVS in the grocery store.
And Panera Bread.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that because you get the points? You have
Yeah,
an
yeah,
account
of course.
underneath? You definitely still use Mom's Dick's account, don't you?
He does. That's so true.
What are we talking about?
I should praise that, reference that. Dick's Sporting Goods account. Thank you. Ooh.
By the way, if you're listening and you haven't made that mistake while typing in the URL, then you're
lying.
lying.
Don't lie to us.
You're lying.
You absolutely for a fact have done that before.
Yeah,
So I hope that's not what's gone on for you since I last saw you.
definitely not. No.
It's been a long 2 weeks, but I've definitely been browsing the appropriate content on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, there are parental controls.
Parental controls on the computer. So, 2 weeks. Generally, a lot goes on in your life. That's pretty exciting for the podcast. What do you got for us this week?
So I had the what was it, like a privilege, because it was sad. You know, obviously, last weekend I got to be a single father. Not that it was like I said, it wasn't a privilege to be a single father, but Esta Costa was at a bachelorette party, which she's asked us not to talk about. So,
But looked pretty fucking cool.
It looked
Excuse
cool.
me.
follow her on Instagram. It looked really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Esta Costa was in at the bachelorette party. So Sophia and I had the whole Labor Day weekend together,
Wow.
which was a lot of fun.
And I got a chance to be a part of 24 hours of it.
Yes.
And I have to say, to both Esta Costa and the Romo Sapiens out there, fantastic single fatherhood for Mr. Rock Romo.
Yeah,
right
very
here.
proud,
Yeah.
very proud dad.
Oh, and the crowd agrees.
Yeah, thanks, Cry. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. I apologize if you were sitting next to us at a restaurant. I'm just kidding.
I got hit with fry.
Yeah, no.
Actually,
No,
no,
she's
never
good.
Sophia.
She's good.
Yeah,
No, she's good.
not
She's
Sophia.
good. She's good at out to
So
eat.
what'd you do? Like, do we have agendas planned?
So
Like-
there was a couple. I'll just go through the highlights.
Okay,
how
give us
about
the
that?
highlights.
Yeah, because
and you can see some highlights on the Instagram.
That's
By
right.
the way.
That's right. Yeah, I threw up a best of the adventures of Sophia and Dada from the weekend. So we went out to breakfast together, which was really fun. Just me and her. That was really cool. That was one of my highlights. Another highlight was on Saturday, there was low tide at the beach. And it was the kind of low tide where you can get out really far. And it's as if you're standing at the edge. And she really loves the water. So she always runs up to it. You can't keep her out of it. So we waded out to the water. And there's the depth. So you have to carry her. And then you get to the shallow part. The shallows, and then we stood there and jumped waves, and she was loving it. And then I went to the deep part, and I was actually carrying her and floating her through the water like she was swimming.
Love it.
That was really cool. And then afterwards, she was gassed.
Yeah.
And literally, we wrapped her in a towel, and within 5 seconds, was sleeping. Oh, you were there for that?
Out.
Yeah.
That was a long, big time nap. And then if I remember correctly, you put her inside one of the beach carts.
Yeah.
And she kicked legs up for a solid hour and a half.
At least. It was an incredible nap.
Incredible nap.
Yeah, I would love to have naps like that.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so those are two of the highlights from.
I have to ask Esta Costa a question now, okay? Because I'm curious. Right? You're not worried about him, obviously, as a single father, but when you come back and you hear the reviews were as raving as they were, does that just fire you up a little bit? You're just A, duh, I knew I fucking married a badass husband, or B, you're I need to go on more bachelorette parties because I know this dude can handle it.
Not B.
It can go either way. And I'm sorry for my cursing people. I'm just hopped up tonight. I'm excited to be here.
I would say definitely a lot of it A. It makes me really happy. So
that's
Rock's a
exciting.
great dad, and it was good to see all the pictures. So it was nice.
What a nice birthday gift you delivered to your wife. That's
Yeah,
exciting.
we had a lot of
Pictures without
fun.
me.
Pictures without you. Well, before I tell you what's gone on, and before you finish telling us about your day with Sophia, I think it's a good chance for you to tell us what's gone on for you on your birthday. What good gifts did you get? Any good stories? What do you guys have planned for what Jen's birthday's got going on?
So today, Jen, do you want me to tell, or do you want?
It's up to you.
That's fine. I'll go. So I came home today, and we're communicating via hand signal right now. But we're using Air Force signals, not Navy signals. So I wish everyone could see my brother cracking up right now. Anyways, so I came home today. Came home a little early from work so that I could give Esta Costa her gifts.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah. So I like to get a couple cards, and two of them were literally to a T.
You're so your father's
out.
son.
It's bad. I know. Anyways, we're these cards were to a T, me and Jen, which was really cool. And then actually, Jen got some Apple AirPods today for her birthday.
Wow.
I've also secured a babysitter for a date tomorrow night.
Wow. 2. Wow, that's a double whammy.
I know.
How do we... Yeah. 100%.
Oh, that's natural clapping.
That's natural clapping.
From the birthday girl.
Oh, and the crowd got excited too.
Yeah,
Wow.
live in studio
Live
audience
in- if you-
also excited. Our
you wanna
producer,
If you want to join the live in studio audience, please Venmo Andrew-Romanella. The tickets are $50, and you're good to be here for the full episode.
Yeah.
We might even give you a segment.
We'll definitely give you a segment.
Esta Costa, how are the earpods?
The earpods are lovely.
Are they
Really
worth
good.
it? Is it the best gift?
Yeah, I feel really cool, and they work really well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I heard that you guys tested out something with the earpods. Can you tell the Romo Sapiens?
Yeah, we tested out one in her ear and one in my ear.
And walked as far away from each other as possible.
Listen, we came up in the new technology generation. So we're sitting on the bus or we're sitting on the airplane, and we can't go too far away from each other because one's got one end and one's got the other. There's a wire in between us.
Right.
We were cool because we could split it up.
Yeah.
But if you pulled too hard, someone was getting yanked out of their ear.
100%.
Right. So that's the generation we came up in.
Yes. 100%.
So for us to do something like this,
it's a different feel.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, it's like an old person using a cell phone for the first time.
Would you guesstimate the feet in which you can go apart from each other?
I don't know, anywhere between 15 to 20 yards.
Wow.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, that's pretty crazy if you think about it.
I mean, I was in the living room, she was in the dining room.
So at any point in time, you could almost, because if you're standing upstairs and she's downstairs, isn't that the same thing?
Well, we have to test it.
Yeah, we'll have to try it out.
All right, so next week on the Rome Squared podcast, step 2 of how far you can stretch your Apple EarPods, thanks to Jen Esta Costa and Rock Rome.
Unbelievable.
This is why you two are married.
Yes.
I hope you understand.
No, we get
I know
it.
you understand.
Yeah.
Romo Sapiens, I hope you understand. That is why.
Yes.
Well, that's very exciting. Jen Esta Costa dropped one of these lovely cards in my lap. And two of these lovely cards. And my assumption is she wants me to read these cards. Not the notes written from Rocky, I would assume.
Yes.
But the card itself. So here we go. Here's
This one actually didn't need a note.
To my wife. When I'm with you, I feel a lot of things.
No, you don't mean.
My favorite is your butt. And it's so
Family
funny.
It was the perfect
Whoa.
card.
This is the first Rome Squared that we're going to have to put the explicit button on.
Yes. Yeah, this is 2 shows for you this week with explicit.
Well, Esta Costa, that is a fantastic birthday because it sounds like it was a lot of laughter, some more laughter, and some earbuds.
No doubt.
And an edible arrangement, which is,
yes.
honestly, I've determined the best gift in the world.
One of the best gifts
Because
ever.
you can eat it. Wow. Well, this has been fantastic.
Let's
exciting.
allow me to shift gears.
Okay, shift.
To a Rome.
Okay.
And what did you do the last 2 weeks?
So, a lot. I feel like I always say that when you ask me this question. If I think I go backdate the Rome Square podcast every time I say that.
The word a lot?
A lot.
Yeah.
Every time. First out of my mouth. But this week it was a lot because it was first day of practice.
Yes.
So that's super exciting. Fires me up.
Go Devils.
We had a great first day. We have 41 dudes on the baseball field. Horns up, 100%. We have 41 dudes on the baseball field. A few guys trying out, a few guys recruited walk-ons, most of the guys on the roster. And it's just a good vibe. Year 2, it's super awesome because I don't have to introduce myself to anybody. I know every single kid. I recruited them. All the kids that are there from last year are the ones we want there from last year. So it finally feels like what we've built over the last 365 days is like culminating into success.
Culmination.
Great SAT word.
Yeah.
For the SAT show.
No doubt.
I know. So that was awesome. And honestly, the best thing I think that happened the first day of practice was we hit so much adversity. At 4 o'clock, practice started at 3. At 4 o'clock, we get told we can't be outside anymore because there's thunder and lightning within 20 miles, which is a 30-minute automatic delay. So we're like, all right, we have to shift our whole practice plan, right? And this is the beautiful thing, whether it's business, it's life, it's sports, it's coaching, whatever.
Full circle.
Hit the adversity, baby.
Yes.
You're going to hit adversity. We hit it in stride. I took the infielders upstairs into the classroom. Q and Coach JJ took the pitchers to this side of the gym. Coach Nick took the outfielders to the other side of the gym. We just split it up. I did a talk for 30 minutes upstairs with the infielders and timed it so that we could come back downstairs and not take up any more space and go back outside once the lightning moved. We went back outside. We had an awesome 25-minute session, and it ended up being a good practice. And it was pretty cool because we always talk about dealing with adversity. And on day 1 of year 2, when we're trying to set the tone, the coaching staff has to prove to the players, yo, you got to be able to handle adversity. And, like, that's a huge step for the respect process from your players. So, all in all, super amped. And we got practice 2 right now on deck. And I'm amped about it.
You know what? Yeah, that is really cool. You know what I love? You know what I love about that story? You know what I love about that story?
Tell me.
Is that, so I was telling you how I had a team meeting earlier this week.
Yes.
So one of the words that we're using to describe like who we want to be, like what our values are going to be, is flexible.
Ooh,
And
yes.
flexible is what you need in adversity.
Heck
when
yeah.
you're facing a lightning storm and you need to be able to flex and maneuver and be quick on your feet. And that's exactly what you guys were.
I like it.
So I love it when we're on the same page
It's beautiful.
in opposite scenarios.
Right? But it's like, that's why I think it's cool when things hit us in the last few weeks that we can also, maybe it's not a specific recommendation, but it's something that, like, if you're listening to this, it's something that, like, hits everybody on the daily basis.
Yeah, no doubt. And oh yeah.
Be flexible in every scenario. It's not just work
Yeah.
or baseball. It's like with your spouse, with your significant other, with your child, I'm sure, right? Flexibility probably all over the place.
Yeah, big time.
But I like that word.
Yeah, no, flexible is a
Put a
good word.
stamp on it instead of thinking about some of the traditional ways you think about it, where you're like you have to do this or you have to do that. No, I just have to be flexible to understanding which way this could go.
Yeah, and if you're perusing the shelves of my library,
SAT.
you would see a book called "Earn the Right to Win" by Tom Coughlin.
Nice.
And for those of you who don't know, won Super Bowls with the New York Giants. No big deal.
2 to be specific.
They were 2. And so what he says is when you're planning your season, you need to have multiple practice plans planned before you even get there. That way, like, let's say you're in week 5 or week 6 or week 35 and something's happening that you don't necessarily have on the immediate agenda but you need to address, you already have a plan for it.
100%.
It's already there. Like, oh, you know what? Let's go work on the infield. Whatever it is.
And that's the crazy part, probably too, about a guy like Tom Coughlin, is he has like that legitimately, like, he doesn't just think about that plan. He's legit got them stocked up, written down already, and he's just probably pulling out that card and finding what time it is on that card and moving from there.
Yeah, your story brings up so many things that you can relate it to. Actually, here's another one for the people: Game of Thrones.
Okay.
So prior to Littlefinger dying,
Sure.
which was the best thing ever. I couldn't stand that guy.
Yeah, he was a creep.
He actually gave Sansa Stark some really, really good advice.
Okay.
What he told Sansa was that you need to see every potential move and every potential thing that could happen, no matter how crazy it is, so that when it happens, you're never surprised.
That's 100% correct. And the crazy thing is, he's talking about war and life and death in that scenario, but it pans across everything in any aspect of life.
That's right, because when you play the Game of Thrones, you either win
Or you lose.
Or you die.
Yeah, well, for them, for the regular human, it's like maybe not get the job you want or something along those lines. But it's true. So, I mean, I'm stoked. I'm excited. And I think...
Keep going in. Let me hear your recommendation now.
Okay, because I was just about to say that to you. I think what we're going to talk about from a recommendation standpoint is going to be kind of on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
For me, it's interesting. And maybe it is the flexibility word that I think I'm trying to get across, but it's that people, and I do this, I'm so bad at this, need to be okay saying no.
Yes.
And the one thing I think about is patient answers, okay? Or, in your case, flexible answers, right? And what I mean by patient or flexible answers is don't just absolutely say no to somebody and write off the opportunity of whatever it is they're asking you. Just give them a flexible answer. For example, hey, Rock,
yes,
I would love for you to come with me to this game on this date. You in your mind are probably like, man, I'd love to go to this Mets game, for example. But I don't know if I have to cross it with Jen. What's up with Sophia? We might have a family function. I have no idea. So you don't want to say no right away, but you don't want to lock yourself in right away. But no one knows how to find the middle ground. They'll either say, yeah, I'm in, or
they won't
no, I can't.
Or they won't respond.
Right. So now work on your flexible answers, your patient answers. Hey, I really appreciate the offer. I'm going to check my schedule, talk to Jen, and see if I can go. Boom.
And you have to get back to the person.
Yes, and that's
this isn't just like a no. This
Right.
isn't a soft no. Either say no or say no down the road, but
Yes.
don't just say that, because that doesn't mean no.
Right. What that
means
means
I
is,
expect an answer.
yes, but it gives you an opportunity to make sure whatever you're doing fits into your schedule. Because oftentimes what happens is, and for me at least, the example is I say yes to everything. Can you work this camp? Yes. Can you be here? Yes. Can you go see this kid play? Yes. Can you do this? Yes. Well, it's like, oh, okay, all of a sudden now, on one given day, I've said yes to 4 things.
Can't do it.
It's impossible.
No.
So if I would have said to that guy, hey, let me check my schedule, I'll
Now
get
you're
back to you.
disappointing people.
Right. Because now, instead of just having been upfront 2 weeks earlier with, hey, man, I'm already booked that day, and not trying to say yes to everybody, right? Now, all of a sudden, I'm spreading myself thin, and I'm disappointing people. I don't disappoint people if I'm upfront, honest, and, yeah, maybe call it buying yourself a little bit of time, but at the same time, it's really then giving you an opportunity to make sure whatever you're getting asked, and maybe it's something important like a work thing, like, hey, can you work extra time on this day? Well, if you say to them, hey, I might. I think I would, but I got to check my schedule and see. If you come back and say, hey, I checked. Unfortunately, I already have a dinner plan that night. I can't move it. They're going to respect that 99 times more than you saying, yeah, I'll work the extra time. And then the next day coming in going, hey, actually.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Boom.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what else? It actually also reverberates back to...
Wow, your SAT words are on point right
Yeah,
now.
I'm feeling it.
I can't handle it.
Yeah, so it actually reverberates back to a recommendation I think you either made last time that we were together or the time before that, where you said to live in the moment.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're talking about that example where you're spreading yourself too thin, you know, when you're in those scenarios now and you're supposed to now execute whatever it is that you said yes to, rather than having 100% in mind, living in that moment, doing the best that you can at whatever it is you said yes to, you know, half of you is, or a quarter of you, or a portion that shouldn't be, is allocated now to thinking about what you have next.
Yep.
Oh, you know what? It's 2:30. I got to be out of here by 3 to do the next thing. When in reality, you shouldn't be thinking about that. It's 2:30. You should be thinking about, hey, there's that person on the mound. I need to know how fast he's throwing, where he's from, who he's talking to, and like if I can get him at my school.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Or whatever it is that you're doing. Like that's just a recruiting example. But you know, you have to be able to give your 100%.
And getting my master's right now while trying to be a coach, while trying to start a podcast network in the wide world of Rome, while trying to host podcasts, hosting the Rome show, trying to work and make more money so I can live, right? While trying to do all those things, it's like it's swirling.
Yeah.
And I'm never actually sometimes locked in the way I should, like you just described. So what I'm trying to teach myself is, and now maybe no's a harsh word. That's why I talk about patient answers instead of harsh no's, right? But at the end of the day, if I can find a way to eliminate some of the things that don't need dragging me down, then on those 4 main things that I'm trying to work on, I could really lock in on those. So for me, it would be my master's, my baseball coaching, then my recruiting for the program, and the wide world of Rome. And in the wide world of Rome encompasses, 2 podcasts and the Rome show. But if I think about it in those lights and I time it out in those lights and I don't allow myself to spread thin beyond that, well, now I'm going to be way more successful than working 19 different things. And even though those 19 things, all might be pretty good for me, I'm not very good at them, which is not actually helping me in the long run.
No. And you have to be able to complete tasks that come. Like if you can't do the stuff that's under 5 minutes right now, you'll never be able to take on more tasks.
100%.
So you'll never be able to get beyond what you're doing now if you don't figure out a way to find time in what you're doing now.
What do you have to recommend for us? Because I always feel like you're in tune with what I'm feeling.
Yeah. Typically we are in tune. And so I was going to talk about... I have a side thing because I got someone made a recommendation to me and I followed through on it, so I kind of want to talk about it.
Love it.
I'll stay with my original.
It is a
first.
recommendation.
That's right. So and it actually does. It will. I'll make it relevant. But first, the thing I was going to recommend this week was pick your drivers and stick to them. So if your drivers right now are the wide world of Rome, coaching, and your masters, then those are your 3 drivers, right? Don't say no to everything else, like you said, and pick them. Like for me, the example I gave you earlier for my team, it was, hey, we want to work smart, we want to be flexible, and we want to achieve excellence, right? Like, is what I'm doing right now the most efficient way possible to get it done? If the answer is no, then I shouldn't be doing it. And like, what is the most efficient way and the smartest way for me to complete this task? Because that's how I should be operating, right? Like, I have 2 or 3 things that I'm really, really good at. In order for me to drive productivity, I'm sticking with those. But there's going to be a time where I have to do something I don't like. I have to be flexible with myself and with my comfortability in order to get it done, just so I can move on to the next task and still hit my productivity goals. And ultimately, like, if I believe in those 2 things and I believe in myself, then I will achieve the excellence that we're seeking. And like, just live by these 3 drivers, right? Here are our goals. Here's what we're going to live by, and this is what we're going to do to achieve them. And I'm only judging productivity based on those goals. If I start going outside that realm, now there's too much noise. It's way too much noise, and you got to eliminate the noise. And by eliminating noise, you're saying no, and you're saying, hey, here's what I'm specifically focusing on so I can give it my 100%.
And I love buzzwords, and I feel like drivers is one of those buzzwords that connects with people. So when you say stick to your drivers, you can immediately think about that visual of, I'm driving a car, and I would think that whatever my drivers are, I'm jumping in them and I'm driving those forward. And to me, I think that's also the other important thing. And maybe from like a leadership standpoint too, in your aspect is, how can I say this or create this statement that is creative and it connects with the people that I'm giving it to?
Listen, how do we get from A to B?
Right.
In a conversation, in a goal, in whatever it is. It's how do I get to A to B and how do I do it quickly?
And your drivers, focusing on only those, are getting you there.
That's right.
Except unless there's traffic.
Listen, that's adversity.
It's all connected.
It is.
You Homo sapiens.
I know. We're very connected.
It is all connected. All right. I think those are some pretty good recommendations.
I think so too.
Let's see. I think because I'm like 0 for 5. But let's see if I actually tweet them or Instagram them and actually let people know that these are really good. And I'll send the link out there so they can listen to us.
Speaking of which, we got to give a shout out to Kurt Flume.
Yeah.
Because Kurt has responded via text message to at least 3 to 5 things that we've talked about on the show.
All right, give it to us.
So the last one was Rome recommendations.
Okay.
We said that we should call it the suggestion box.
Yeah, not a fan.
Mr. Flume he just suggested that we call it recommendations by Rome or Rome recommendations.
I like Rome recommendations.
Yeah. So I called it that before I even said what he said, but he said Rome recommendations.
Okay, very nice.
So we appreciate it.
The chime in from the fans. We need it.
And you know what's cool about Kurt is that Kurt is not only a fan, but he's also a former participant of
the Dad podcast. Yeah. You could go back in time and listen to an interview of Kurt Flume.
That's the beauty of the cast.
Starting goaltender for the FDNY, baby, at Madison Square Garden shootout victory. I'll never forget that interview. Great interview.
We should live broadcast from this year's game.
What we should do that.
Yeah, it's typically in March.
It is.
He probably has the date. We should ask him.
We should 100% ask him.
Kurt, you're listening, so text it to us.
Yeah, text it to us, A. And B, I see a 4th chair in the studio. Maybe an honorary in-studio guest.
Would be outstanding.
Outstanding, yes. Right? We might have to talk Metropolitans if he's in here.
If he's in here, we'll talk Mets.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fair.
I remember before we go into urban poetry, okay? You did say something pretty funny that I think everyone should hear. And we're getting ready for the show. We're in the pre-show meeting, and Rock Rome goes, I think I'm going to recommend to people this week that you shouldn't draft Antonio Brown on both your fantasy teams. I just thought it was so funny for any of you out there playing fantasy football that think about like Melvin Gordon, like before Ezekiel Elliott signed, like, damn it, why did I draft these guys who are just issues?
Yeah, I know. That's how I felt. You know what? I got sold by HBO and Hard Knocks. I was like, this guy looks great. He's in good shape. The feet aren't an issue. He seems like he's locked in
he's a great
and engaged.
Teammate.
Like he's friends with everyone. John Gruden loves him. I was like, maybe Pittsburgh really is the issue.
You sold hard on
Antonio Brown. Hard. I mean, I drafted him first overall. I wasn't first overall. It was my first pick.
Right.
4th overall.
4th overall. Your first pick in the draft.
Yeah. And then I got him 3rd in the other, and I'm like, yo, I think I might make some money here.
Side recommendation for the people: trade Antonio Brown.
Jeez. You might be able.
That is so funny.
He'll get in a game or two. He'll play.
That is so funny. So, all right, here's the deal, okay? It's urban poetry time.
Yes.
All right. Last week, or I guess 2 weeks ago now, I said to you that will there ever be a day that you go first and I go second? Is today the day?
No.
Okay. Well then, I guess it's my turn. Do you have a beat prepared for
only because the content of mine is special.
Oh, okay. That's fair. That's 100% fair. So I will go and I will get myself booed off stage, and then you can come in, you can clean up the mess.
How about this? I will give you a guaranteed contract of next week. I will go first.
Okay.
How about that?
That'd be exciting.
That's a fair trade.
That is
on
a
the
fair
open
trade.
market.
On the open market. All right. So next week, that's exciting.
All right, cool. Here's your beat. Let's move on. Don't get too excited.
Here we go.
We need you to rap.
Yep. We're not in 8 Mile. We're not in 8 Mile. This is not the shelter.
Very aggressive.
I love it.
All right, there you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, to get a little color going on right now, your boy A. Rome is in the zone. His eyes are closed. His head is bobbing. And he's thinking of some crazy rhymes to drop and spit your way.
I'm excited.
So, you've been cued.
I'm excited.
You've got the beat. You've got a 20-second lead-in to the beat dropping. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we encourage you at home to spit your own fire.
And send it to us, anchor.fm.
No doubt. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, urban poetry, A. Rome, a.k.a. Blanco.
All-star rhymes, all-star flow. This little Blanco, you already know. All-star game, all-star plan. Told you A. Rome's, he's the effing man. These are emotions, they are a roller coaster. Shout out to my girl, happy birthday, Esta Costa. Wide world of Rome, you know that's true. Everybody happy, but these buddies are blue. I tried not to say a bad word right there. I did some gel up in my hair. I'm looking so good for all the ladies. Everybody, this flows over. See you later.
Oh, yeah! Welcome back! Welcome back, Mr. Blanco. It's great to see you. That's the Blanco I know and love.
I was not in the shelter. I felt like I was really calm.
No, it was the first time I've heard you actually have a different rhyme sequence.
Right? Like,
Yeah, which is...
Not only do you get bars on the Rome Squared podcast, you get the breakdown analytics.
That's right.
From
pure color.
Wow.
That was awesome.
It felt good.
It felt good listening.
I told myself coming into it today, and I'm gonna get a retweet or a like from Esta Costa in a second, but yes. I told myself coming into it today, I need to breathe. And it's okay if you go slower than the beat because you can always speed up. But if you go faster than the beat, you can never slow down.
It sounds. You're right about that, and it sounds like we got some foreshadowing as a recommendation down the road for just breathe.
Just breathe. Yeah. Next week's.
Yeah.
Esta Costa.
I'm going to add actually something.
Oh,
color.
I will like it.
Oh.
Yes.
Retweet it.
Oh.
Wait. And add it to my Instagram story.
Oh, wow. And the story.
And the story.
It's not playing any flaps. There it is.
Wow, that's so exciting.
Wow, Instagram story worthy.
Oh,
that's another level.
My God.
I'm on a new level.
Now we're really getting
Yeah, there it is.
Wow. Esta Costa, I'm so happy right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
All right, honestly, you have a good rest of the show. I'm going to leave.
Yeah. Mic drop.
I'm done for the day.
Official mic drop.
That was good. That was really good.
Okay, well, now, you said there was a special flair to your poetry this week.
Yes, this poem is dedicated to Jen Esta Costa.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
It is a birthday gift.
Oh.
Also, like another gift is the poem is about her.
Wow.
Yes. And it is called My Old Ball and Chain.
My Old Ball and Chain. Rock Rome. Edition. Who the hell knows?
My old ball and chain. She's strong and smart and takes care of me. Oh, where would I be if I didn't have thee? Thank God for this beauty, this old wife of mine. Thank God for this beauty, this old wife of mine. We like to get naughty when we drink the wine.
Rocky.
She lights up a room with the flash of her smile. She does give me shit, but only once in a while. Kindness is just one of her great qualities. I work so hard to show her all the world has to see. Oh. Our daughter is set because you're her mom. Thank God for you. You keep me so calm. Words can't express how much I love you. You try to play coy, but I know you do too. It's hard to explain, but we're one and the same. Happy birthday to you, my old ball and chain.
Wow, that was fantastic. Oh, yeah. We're going to let that play out for a second.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, did you like that?
Oh, yay.
Nice. I think I got a tear.
I think she might retweet, like, put on the Instagram story, send to her mom. I think, like, that's a whole nother
I
level.
might block a few parents from that one.
Yeah. For the wine comment.
For the wine comment.
Too late on two of them.
You heard nothing.
That was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful.
From the heart. I could
That's
feel
right,
it.
yeah.
I saw you both almost get choked up there. That was a really nice moment.
Yeah.
You almost cried.
No.
You know what I would say right now if we weren't on air.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. Oh, now I understand that statement.
Yeah. If you don't know, now you know. Is that the one?
There we go.
Nice.
Wow.
Urban poetry on fire again. We're back.
Next level.
That's right.
Next level.
That's
Wow.
right.
Should have boomerang.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to go from here. Usually we go to what you watching. But
Yeah.
do we want to go there?
I don't know. I mean, I'm watching you.
Yeah.
You're watching me.
Dropping bars.
That's right.
All right, real
That's
quick,
right. Okay.
because I do like giving people the visual
Okay.
in which we've been watching, and I honestly mine this week's kind of fun, so I have to say it.
What have you been watching?
I have been watching Insane Pools, and I love it.
On HGTV?
Yeah. The dude from Lucas Lagoons drops fire pools all over America, and it is awesome.
I wasn't expecting that.
There's some nice pools though. You can dude, people have these pool houses and like there's tunnels and caves and slides and tree houses.
I watched them build one, like indoor-outdoor one the other day in Florida. I'm like, dude, this is unreal.
Some people's whole house is the pool.
The pool.
It's incredible.
It's like, oh, we want our whole house to be this single pool. And you're like, wow, that's kind of mind-blowing. But
it's ridiculous.
yeah, so Insane Pools on HGTV. If you have a chance to just sit down for 30 minutes and watch them. Now, listen, it's great because it's like just like any general HGTV show. Like, they will drag it out till minute 29 to actually show you the full completed pool. But part of it, why
you're getting a commercial too.
Right. The part of it why I like this one though is this Lucas dude. Dude, him and his crew are hilarious. It's like his mom's there. Like they always plan something to go wrong. You know, something to go really, really well. Like some weather to be there. You know, it's all the generic stuff. But dude, I laugh. Their pools are insane.
Yeah.
And like, so that's my what you're watching this week.
Nice. I like it.
What do you got?
Can I go with the what was I reading?
Yeah, you can.
All right. Well, and only because I want to give a shout out to the kid who recommended it.
That's fair.
Name's Mike Osiecki.
Love it.
Great young dude.
Great last name.
First time we met him, had a cast on, right? And he currently has a scar from his shoulder all the way down his right arm. Dude got in an arm wrestling match at a truck stop, and his arm was broken.
Wow.
In
a loss? Oh my God.
Isn't that amazing?
That's an unreal story.
He's the man. Great kid. So he came into work one day. I don't know the rest of the story, so I can't give you any more color.
I'm gonna have to find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. I'll find out. I'll introduce you.
Find out.
Anyways, or come visit me at work one day.
That works.
Anyway, so he walked into work one day and he goes, "Hey, do you ever read Old Man in the Sea?" And I was like, "In high school, yeah." He's like, "I feel like you'd be an Old Man in the Sea guy." And I was like, okay, and then I had just this driving desire now to buy this book. I was like, I got to reread Old Man in the Sea. So I bought it, and it's like a short story by Ernest Hemingway, who's the man. So I read it in like a night, and just an incredible story about perseverance, adversity,
Wow.
just all the things that we were talking about in the show today.
Old man in the sea.
Creativity from a creativity pool standpoint, but just the way. I mean, the dude catches like a 28-foot like whale, and it's an incredible story about an old man who only thinks positively, battles through adversity, gets creative in times of need, and I really enjoyed it, and I was happy that it came to my attention because it's
beautiful.
Because, like I said, it parallels everything that we talk about,
and it plays into your book ADD.
Yeah, no doubt.
So you can mix it around, and you can actually finish this one.
And I did.
See? So then maybe Old Man in the Sea, side recommendation for other people out there to understand what we've been talking about.
That's right. So you could probably watch the pool show and then, finish the book in the commercials.
In the same time frame.
It's like 90 pages. It's easy.
And then you get to see a pool that everyone wants in their backyard.
No doubt.
No doubt. This has been a blast.
I've had a really good time.
It's probably because a combination of Esta Costa's birthday.
No doubt.
Urban poetry.
Fire.
And Esta Costa's birthday.
Flames.
Right? That's how I feel.
Yes.
This is a great episode.
A great episode.
Really good.
We remind the people, of course, that on Monday from 1 to 2 p.m., they need to tune into HamiltonRadio.net for the Rome Show. We have...
Sir Bill Winters.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Bill Winters of ADP.
Yeah, Vice President of the First Year Experience at ADP.
That is super cool.
Yeah.
And he's going to come on. He's going to talk about, I would like, because obviously I dictate, I would like to talk about his growth through ADP.
Yep.
Because I think that's a great story for just people working through the work world saying, hey, I want the next promotion. I want the next step in my career.
Yeah.
And then I would love to hear about how he thinks about first year experience, because I feel like that is a key in every team at any level, anywhere you are, is how you incorporate the new people on your team into the process that's going on.
No doubt. And I also think that you should ask him about how to build a good team.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
So
yeah.
I've been at ADP for 5 years, and the team that I first worked under him on, he was in my role that I'm in now, manager, with 8 people. Of those 8 people, 7 of us are still with ADP. 3 of which are in elite sales roles.
Wow.
And the other 4 are all in leadership roles.
Wow.
And we're
That's what it's all about.
Exactly. And then, not to mention, after he became a VP, the number of people that he's onboarded has expanded. But definitely get his take on what he looks for in good people.
So clearly, everyone needs to tune in on Monday from 1 to 2 p.m.
No doubt.
And if you got anything, Coach Romo24 on Twitter or Instagram, hit me up, slide in the DMs. Let me know any questions you might have for Mr. Bill Winters, who's also, and you know this, but not a lot of people might know this, a Fairleigh Dickinson University Florham Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
Not just an alumni.
That's right.
Athletics Hall of Famer in the sport of football.
Inducted into the Hall of Fame only 5 years upon departure.
That's how good he was.
Yes.
And he played for the current head coach who I work with now. So cool. So tune in there, of course, anywhere you can get the DAB podcast, Wide World of Rome, in the next week or so. Exciting stuff coming everybody's way.
Excited.
Esta Costa, anything you have for the people on your birthday before we get out of here?
I love you guys.
Oh, that was nice.
That was very nice.
Rock Rome, anything you have for the people?
Don't slide in Jen's DMs.
That's your fair warning. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Rome Squared podcast. Of course, Andrew Romanella, Rocky Romanella, Jen Esta Costa, Feliz Cumpleaños. We love you. We love you, Romo Sapiens. We'll talk to you next week. You're tuned in to the Rome Squared podcast, presented by the Wide World of Rome, and hosted by Andrew Romanella, Rocky Romanella, and Jen Esta Costa. You can get this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. All that we ask is that when you're done, you rate, review, and share it with a friend. Also, reach out to us on social media, on Twitter and the Gram, at Coach Rocky 917 and at Coach Romo 24.